Hey, what's going on guys? It's TrekYT here, or Nick, and I'm bringing you guys another tips video. This video is going to be about building a treehouse as well as sort of how to build a tree or a custom tree with WorldEdit. Without further ado, let's jump right into this tips video. So for the tree that you guys are going to need for your treehouse, I would highly suggest that you use WorldEdit and you build a massive custom tree that'll give you a ton of more space to work with when building your treehouse, and it'll make it build your tree a hell of a lot faster. If you guys want to build your tree all by hand, I will leave the video for my custom trees tutorial / tips video in the top right of your screen right now. So click that video if you want to learn how to make a custom tree by hand. So with this tree that I'm building right now, it's going to be made out of acacia wood and I believe spruce leaves or birch leaves. I think it's birch leaves actually. And so what I'm doing, as you guys can see right now, is I have my brush size set to, I think, a diameter of 1 for the acacia, and I'm using the special acacia texture that you can only get by using WorldEdit, so that way it makes all the sides of it all wood, so that way it all looks like a lot cleaner when you're building. And so what I'm doing is I built up a center or a center column at first, and then I built off at the bottom. I built down sort of like roots, so that way they're like into the ground, so it's more detailed and more like blended into the island that it's on. And then I built off with branches up at the top, so that way it looks more supportive for the leaves. As you can see right now, I'm adding leaves in right now, and what I forgot to realize is that when you use the brush or when you're pasting in leaves, with WorldEdit, they do go away if you do not have wood within a certain amount of distance away from the leaves. So I'm struggling at first because all the leaves are just disappearing on me, but then I realized that I can go in and just add put in wood. So I use my brush size of 1 of wood, but I have a mask on the brush, and a mask, if you don't know much about WorldEdit, it makes it so you can mask about what blocks that it affects. So I have a mask on just the air, so it can't break leaf blocks to place that block instead, so it will only make as much of a circle that it can with the mask that you have, so it'll only affect the air blocks. And so I add wood in, and then I put leaves on top, and after that I use my smooth brush. And if you guys want to learn about all these brushes, there will be a link in the description on where you can learn about these brush commands. And if you really want, I can go over WorldEdit basics, but I'm going to be honest with you, there's probably a million WorldEdit basics on the video, or on the internet, videos on the internet. So you guys can go ahead and search that up if you want. These are just basic WorldEdit commands that most people, if they're going to achieve something like this, will know already how to do. So what I'm doing is I'm smoothing out the tree trunk, which was very rough when I was just building it with WorldEdit or with the brushes. So I'm smoothing that out, and then at the bottom I'm starting to blend my roots more into the island. I'm adding grass over top of the roots. I'm adding some leaves in there too to make it like drapery down, finishing up, making everything a little bit more smooth. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some seeds, or I'm gonna use bone meal to add like greenery around. So right now I'm adding in the leaves, and then I'm gonna pan around, and then I'm gonna add in more of the like grass, and I'm gonna add in some flowers, all with bone meal. You can either hand place this or you can use bone meal. I find it a lot easier to use bone meal. That's more of the lazy person's way. That's kind of how I do it. So building with this island, what I did is I spawned in the island in the middle of a world that was all ocean, and I just built up the island with WorldEdit. And so starting off with this treehouse, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a spiral staircase around the edge of the tree. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just placing blocks down so I can get a general idea of where I want this thing to go. That's not going to be like a smooth thing, so I'm just throwing blocks down so I can see in my mind. That's how I do it. You can do it however you want, but this is how I do it. I throw blocks down so that way I can see the pattern that I want, and then I'll just go back and I'll finish things up. I'm starting to add slabs, I'm starting to add fences, starting to add stairs. This is all what you're supposed to do. Building is really, there should not be tutorials on the internet because that just lacks your creativity. What you want to do is you're going to want to take what I'm showing you, take some ideas. That's how I've learned how to build. I've taken ideas from other people and put them into my own, and also took my own ideas that I thought would look cool and put them to my own. So what I'm doing is I'm building the first house on the treehouse, the first 2 houses. I built up about halfway, built it a little circle platform, and then I put the roof on it, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fence that roof in. I'm going to fence that platform in so that way, theoretically, you're not going to fall off. And so what also something in Minecraft that people always lack a lot in builds is physics. Minecraft, you know, it's a video game, so there's not going to be too many real life physics, but what I put in is I put supports underneath my path all the way up, my spiral staircase, so that way it looks more realistic, and that will make everything look a little bit better if you think about it. And what I did here is I dug a hole right through the center of the trunk as more of a path, and you can see it right there. It goes right through the center of the tree, and then I'm gonna build a stairway up to this next house sort of thing, this more canopy that I'm putting on it. So I'm putting on a roof right now. It's a very kind of detailed roof. I added excuse me, I added leaves and I added grass blocks up there so it looked like it was like overgrown and people haven't really touched this treehouse. There you can see again I'm adding a support coming out of the already existing branch, so that way it looks more realistic, like something's actually holding it up and it's not just floating above everything. I'm adding light sources all around, so that way just all these little details are what are going to help you make it look better. So basically when you're building a treehouse, there's two ways you can build a treehouse. You can either have a ladder that's going up to the top, or you can have a spiral staircase like I did. So that's going to bring this video to an end. If you guys did enjoy this tips little video, please leave a comment down below and leave a like on this video if you did enjoy. If there's anything else you guys want to see from me, any other builds towards tips video, I try to stray away from straight tutorial videos, but I will do them from time to time. If there's any actual like tutorials you guys want to see, specific kind of builds, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. Any other tips videos that you guys want to see, this video was inspired by a comment that I saw. If you guys want to leave comments like that, I'll take that into consideration and you guys might see a video that you guys want to see. As always guys, I love you. See you guys later. Peace out.